This episode of the Ray Gun Recap is sponsored in part by my fucking self, motherfucking piece of shit. Good luck removing this ad, YouTube, you slimy Cro-Magnon baby-headed simpletons. We've got Christmas sweater shirts in the Teespring store. Do you live in a scalding wasteland like my Puerto Rican ass? Pick them up while they're still relevant. They're only up till Christmas Day. They'll be back next year, though. There's really no rush. You better not cry. You better not run. I've got drugs and a fuckload of guns. Chris Ray Gun is posting a vid. Christmas! Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ray Gun Recap. Incredibly rushed for the holidays edition. We're finally knee-deep into the Christmas season, and you know what that means, guys. That's right, it's time to buy needlessly expensive things for your friends and family to prove that your love for them isn't just a callous facade. And hey, why not take the opportunity to commemorate the birthday of a deceased hippie magician who was stapled to a tree by a bunch of backwoods savages back in Skyrim times? That's the holiday I want. That's gonna make great fodder for children's stories. Hey, what about you, Paul? You a big fan of holiday cheer? You a big fan of the Christmas spirit?
I can feel my skeleton moving independently from the skin that surrounds it.
Wow, good job, Paul. That has nothing to do with what I asked you, you sack of malignant garbage. Because it's not quite surface yet, I'm gonna save some of the more Christmassy stories for another recap on the 25th. Don't hold me to that though, because there's a pretty good chance that video might be late. So this is going to be a lighter episode of the recap, mainly because I got a flight in like 2 hours. I gotta fly back to New York for Christmas time to see my family because I love them. And yes, I made a point to say that because I understand the rumors going around. I saw the Huffington Post article. Chris Ray Gun doesn't feel human emotions. What the fuck is that about? That's only half true. I feel love. I just don't feel joy. And whatever that feeling is that you get when you're watching Homeward Bound on VHS. Whatever that feeling is, I don't feel that. What, you cried? You cried at Homeward Bound? You little bitch. I didn't cry. I don't even know what a tear is. I can feel, mother. Look at me cry. Oh shit, what are we gonna talk about today, Chris? I really want to know. I'm really excited. I'm so glad you asked. Our first story today comes from Taylor Swift, and no, it's not about her terrible album. Apparently, Taylor Swift committed the egregious sin of having posted on Instagram about how much fun she had in 2017, saying stuff like, "Oh, I had a good year. Thanks to my fans for being so supportive. I'm Taylor Swift. I'm still a little bit peeved about the whole Kanye thing. Don't mind me." Anyway, apparently this Instagram post didn't go over too well at the Jezebel offices because they wrote a whole article about it. Shut up, Taylor Swift. Everybody hated 2017. I love the temper tantrum implied by the wording here. It's so magical. Now, Taylor Swift has actually been getting a lot of heat from numerous media outlets over the past couple months because she's been very public about her desire to remain apolitical. She doesn't want to get into politics. She just wants to be a fucking pop star. She wants to stay in her lane and just have fun making music. And you know what? More power to her, because politics is awful. If I could rebrand my channel as just some talentless hack who makes diss tracks or like a makeup guru, I would do it in like a heartbeat. Today I'm gonna make myself look pretty. Don't you tell me I'm not pretty. Welcome, please subscribe, donate to my Patreon. This burns. What the fuck is this? Oh, you're not supposed to put this on fucking human skin. It's hip to fuck, beast. Okay, crisis averted. Guys, I'm alright. My skin is intact. Shut Up, Taylor Swift. Everybody Hated 2017 by Rebecca Fishbein? Fishbein? I'd also like to draw your attention to this article that I just saw on the sidebar. Matt Damon, shut your butt mouth. That's some good shit. That's like something you'd find in like a newspaper run by like 3rd graders. Extra, read all about it. Hillary Clinton is a poopy head. Donald Trump turns my eyes into waterfalls. 2017 was not a good year, but it appears Taylor Swift had a super swell time while the rest of us suffered nightly panic attacks. Man, it really does just come down to the fact that they're miserable and they want other people to join them in their misery. It really does all come down to that. I feel like it's like they have to suck the fun out of everything. It's like, hey, Taylor Swift, have an opinion. And it's like, why can't you just let her fucking be, dude? Why can't you just let things be the way they be? You can't have Apu in The Simpsons. That shit's racist. I'm a miserable husk, and the world needs to reflect my implicit lack of fun and joy. Let me remake the world in my depressed image. Billboard points out that Swift did in fact have a pretty good year, considering her new album, Reputation, has basically been at the top of the charts since it was released last month. Plus, she's allegedly in an awesome relationship with boyfriend Joe Alwyn? How lucky for her. I feel bad reading this. Like the more I read this, I just want to give Rebecca a hug. Yeah, I feel bad. I actually feel bad. I think we should move on. I think Rebecca just needs a nice hug, a Moscow Mule, a nice binge through season 3 of Black Mirror, and I think she'll be a happier person. I hope, if you're listening to this, Rebecca Fishbean, I hope to God you find joy, because this is some bleak shit. Next on the docket, we got Psychicpebbles versus Ajit Pai. Now, if you don't know who Ajit Pai is, he's the chairman of the FCC, and he's also the face of the repeal of net neutrality. If ever there was an argument for diversity, it's this guy, because now people can't blame a controversial policy decision on white supremacy for once. Finally, some representation. Now, Ajit Pai is quite a character. Here he is twirling a fucking fidget spinner around like he's in the fucking YouTube Rewind. Here he is cosplaying a Star Wars, but he's holding a good Star Wars sword, but he's dressed like a bad Star Wars. What the fuck is this person? Now, however you feel about net neutrality, I think it's pretty obvious that this dude is a fucking shitheel. Oh, come on, Chris. He's obviously doing that to troll the libtard cucks, Chris. He knows that the Harlem Shake is a dated May-May. I understand the concept of irony, guys. There very well might be a pretty good case to be made that he is very, very aware of how on the spectrum he looks. There comes a point, though, where you do something ironically, that it just becomes doing it. I used to text people fam a lot, ironically, because I hated the word fam and I just thought it was ridiculous. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to use it every now and then for an ironic effect. But after a while, I just had to confront the fact that I'm just typing fam in text messages now, and it's just something I do. You think I like this? You think I like the person I've become? I don't like that. I don't like that I text fam. And I'm sorry, but doing the Harlem Shake in 2017, or twirling a fucking fidget spinner and trying to appeal to youth, you're just doing that. Like, you're just doing the Harlem Shake. This video is actually a pretty good example of what I'm talking about. Here's a video from a few months ago where McDonald's released a sauce that was featured in a Rick and Morty episode, and all of the Rick and Morty fans just took to the streets, swarming every McDonald's in droves just to get a taste of this fucking sauce. Utter chaos.
I'm Pickle Rick! What beloved dum-dum! I'm Pickle Rick!
I recently heard information that suggests that this video is a fake one, that he's just standing on the counter and shouting references at a fucking McDonald's to poke fun at the mass hysteria brewing over the sauce. But at the end of the day, the dude still jumped on a counter, he still shouted references at McDonald's employees, and he still rolled around on the floor like a broken ape. The end result, ironic or otherwise, is the same. He looks like a dipshit. Oh my god, I haven't even gotten into the story. We got off topic. I apologize. I'm not the irony police. Yeah, as Roy Moore would say, let's get into this baby. Here we have a fun little caricature of Ajit Pai, done by one of my good friends, Psychicpebbles. You know, he's got his trademark Reese's mug, which is actually fucking real, by the way. I feel like I need to bring that to a lot of people's attention. He actually, that's not a fabrication. Overall, it's a pretty standard caricature, relatively inoffensive. At most, it makes him look like a goofy fuck, which he looks like a goofy fuck. But there's really nothing much deeper to it than that. Nice picture, you racist, hypocritical, leftist, radical embarrassment to civilized society. Jesus Christ, dude! What am I filming a movie in Arizona? Because that was a hot take. This is a person who identifies as a deplorable, hurling the word racist around. Good job, dude. A week ago, we had the left and Europeans attacking Jews over Israel. Jews in America and Europe, not Israel. This week, racist caricatures of a man who is making a bureaucratic decision, not his policy. Oh my god, what about this caricature is racist? What Indian stereotypes are present in this image that make it so historically insensitive? I figured it out. I pieced it together, guys. I've solved the equation. It's obviously making fun of the age-old Indian stereotype where all Indians drink out of oversized Reese's peanut butter cups branded fucking coffee mugs. What a classic stereotype. I can't get away from that one. What are you doing? So repulsive. Reported for being blatantly racist. Hope everyone who sees this does the same. See, this is my favorite post because it's a post about using the power of mass flagging to eradicate an image from the internet. But it's posted by a guy whose name is Free Press Editor. Yeah. Now, there were actually a lot of hot takes in regards to this picture that basically mirrored the sentiments that the previous 3 espoused. I wanted to highlight them, though, because I think they're pretty good examples of how, you know, the kinds of people who you would typically expect to be vehemently opposed to the whole, like, everything I don't like is racist, everything I don't like is this, everything I don't like is that kind of thinking, you know, falling victim to the same exact tactics when it comes to, you know, things that they disapprove of. Idiocy knows no party lines, I guess, would be the message of today's little escapade. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I got a plane to catch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Raygun Recap, even though it was a little bit on the lighter side. Be sure to buy one of these cancer shirts if you haven't already. It really helps the channel out. And, yeah, I'll see you hopefully on Christmas Day with a new video. I hope to God I am not late. We're gonna end this with a proper holiday pelvic thrust. You ready?
Ah! Fucking diabolical spit. Ah! Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. You fucking zygote. Oh my god, you fucking xenophobic bitch.